The biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book a Ticketek now.
As we welcome you back to Show Court 3. This will be our final match coming up. Australia's Arina Rodionova there on screen. And her opponent today from France.
Yes, her opponent today from France is Victoria Larriere.
Beautifully said, CJ.
Thank you.
I was handballing that one to you first, just to get your tongue around that, to make sure.
Don't think that one unnoticed.
You've spent a lot of time in France.
I have, and I know about 2 words of French, impressively. So Arina Rodionova playing her first match as an Australian today.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited about it. She's been tweeting about it all night.
Absolutely, and traditionally does wear the glasses. Anastasia does as well, doesn't she? It's a bit of a trait in the Rodionova family. Anastasia, of course, going down in 3 sets last night at the Hobart International to Emila Gajdosova.
Rodionova really wrapped up out there. Its temperature's really dropped now. It's about 20 past 7 at night here in Melbourne, and it's not hot out there.
No, I can tell you last night it was a pretty fresh place to be. I felt like it was the middle of June here at Melbourne Park. But thankfully today the sun has been shining for the majority, and we've got through quite a few of the matches. We might see if we can go to the outside courts very shortly and get a bit of a look at some of the matches in progress. We'll get that up for you in just a tick as the 2 players warm up here. Arina, of course, has been in the top 200 in women's tennis, and she had a few injuries last year, Charlotte, and I suppose the question is, can she sort of get back to around that sort of 150, 160 mark and maybe build on that?
Well, that's the tough thing, isn't it? The big step for any player is to get close to that top 100 mark, because once you're there, you know, there are usually enough tournaments on each week that you stop having to play qualifying and you get direct entry into main draw, and everything really, once your ranking gets up there, it's much easier to keep your ranking inside the top 100 than to work your way up there in the first place, unless you have a big, you know, a big kind of run where you qualify for a major tournament and then make your way into the draw a little bit. So, you know, it's a long road back for anybody who has that injury experience and then has to kind of work their way back through qualifying, start to go around the traps, maybe on the Pro Tour a little bit, and get some ranking points together.
Yeah, we'll follow her with great interest this year. And I'm just trying to think back to the AO wildcard playoff, because she did make it through to, I think, certainly the second round of that round robin. Well, I think she played the 3 matches, but I think no, she was undefeated, I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think
Arina?
she was actually. I think she went into the semi-finals, as it were. I think she went
through 3 zip,
yeah.
or very close to that. So she's obviously spent the last couple of months or so here in Melbourne playing in that wildcard playoff and practicing here.
Might have got a few hits with Alex Dolgopolov. He stays with Anastasia and Arina in Melbourne, and he always gets here a little bit early.
course, he'll be in action tonight over there in Adelaide at the World Tennis Challenge. That continues. That's terrific to watch when we get home from qualifying here.
That's right.
Some great entertainment last night. And that is what is taking place right now. You can see Australia's Storm Sanders out on court 6 has lost the first set to Kostova, 7 games to 5.
2 minutes.
Of course, Jill Krapis, the veteran American there, in a tight battle, 6-5 in the third. Looking to try and get through to the second round of qualifying.
Another British player about to start her match, Naomi Brodie as well. She's a young Brit. A lot of expectation on her shoulders as well.
And don't forget, tomorrow from 10 o'clock Melbourne time, we'll have the draw for the Australian Open 2012. And we'll have that live for you here on AustralianOpen.com. 10 o'clock Melbourne time tomorrow. So work out your time differences and time zones.
It's going to be a star-studded affair. I had a chat to Craig Tiley about it earlier. Both defending champions will be at the draw, Kim Clijsters and Novak Djokovic. So definitely tune into that live stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first round qualifying match to be played in 3 sets. First 2 tiebreak sets, final set advantage set. To the left of the chair, France, Victoria Larriere. And to the right of the chair, Australia, Arina Rodionova. Rodionova won the toss, chose to receive. Time.
So just about to get this one underway, and Arina Rodionova with a couple of practice serves. And just to confirm, the final match that was scheduled here for Show Court 3 has been moved out to Court 8 between Australia's Sally Pearce and Russia's Alexandra Panova. So this will be our final match streamed live today here on AustralianOpen.com.
.20-year-old Victoria Larriere serving first by the look of it.
First set. Victoria Larriere to serve. Ready? Play. 15 love.
What a wild second serve there.
Larriere had some success on the ITF Pro Tour last year, won several events, Tenerife and Spain.
15.
That'd be a nice place to go for a tennis tournament.
It's a nice place to go for a tennis holiday.
Yeah.
I've been to 2 tennis holidays in Tenerife, very nice. And she actually qualified for a tour event in Uzbekistan last year, reached the quarterfinals.
30.
Beat Rybarikova and Pervak on the way to the quarterfinals in Uzbekistan.
A couple of double faults though for the young French girl already in this opening game. It'll be breezy down on court.
Such tough conditions for the players to adjust to, because we've had so much rain in the last couple of days that they've probably had to practice indoors and actually probably not had that much practice time, because there aren't that many indoor courts to go around. So quite tough to come out and get used to playing on an outdoor court. You know, in these kinds of conditions, it really is quite breezy out there, and it's not hot either, so the balls will be moving pretty fast.
Yeah, just struggling to find her range at the moment. 3 double faults. And Rodionova gets a look at another second serve here. So a bit of a rough running start for Larriere, the French girl, and she's been broken in the opening game here by Australia's Arina Rodionova, leading at 1-0. 3 double faults, maybe some nerves. We'll wait and see how she's able to settle into this match. Rodionova with an early opportunity to really stamp her authority on this first set if she can hold serve here.
Arina Rodionova to serve.
So just those gusts of wind starting to come up again after fairly still conditions during the Robson match. Oh, didn't quite get there.
No, probably a risky shot to hit in these conditions as well, because the wind is swirling, so really you've potentially got that against you when you hit a drop shot as well.
So Larriere with the 5 unforced errors to start, 3 double faults on her opening service game. Nicely done by the Frenchwoman there, really getting on the front foot, taking that ball early. So still a few matches in progress around the outside courts here at Melbourne Park. We'll be back here tomorrow, of course, and on Saturday. If you're around Melbourne, get down to see some good qualifying action. Ball really dipping
15.
over, so a couple of break points here for Larriere. 2 breaks of serve very early in this match. There are some of the matches in progress right now. For those keeping an eye on what is taking place.
Yvonne Moosberger out there at the moment, Brett. That's another blast from the past.
Well, I ran into a man yesterday. He saw I had today's schedule. He walked with me. And it's a great shot just on the line. 2 breaks to serve, 1 game all. And he was looking through the drawer, and I said, "Who are you following, sir?" And he said, "Moosberger." He couldn't find her, and I had to point her out. And 5th game on, last game on, I think that court number 12. And he was just coming here to follow her.
Yeah, well, she's been around the traps for a lot of years now.
disappointed.
Long 15.
So it's interesting, both girls going with a few drop shots early and always a little bit risky on the plexi cushion surface. Got to be absolutely spot on with it.
No. 15. Fifteen, 30. Next, first serve.
Good power there from Larriere. She gets it back to 30 all.
Thirty, 40.
Break point.
Deuce.
Wide there. Disappointed with that shot.
Clouds coming over again.
Advantage, Rodionova.
Yeah, great serve down the tee. At 181 Ks, her best serve of the match so far. After 3 double faults in her opening service game. Being worked over there, Rodionova. Larriere has the advantage again.
Really well played by Larriere in that game, in that point. Conditions are definitely favouring the receiver, not the server at the moment.
Deuce.
Stepping into that one nicely, so
Advantage Larriere.
another game point here. Oh, nicely done.
Beautiful play by Rodionova there.
Very assertive, gets it back to Juice. Marathon third game here. After 2 breaks of serve to start this match. Larriere trying to hold serve.
Advantage Larriere.
And it goes out. She's able to hold this time. Victoria Larriere leading in 2 games to 1. Live qualifying action continues right after this.
Ready? Play. At Australian Open 2012. With activity on and off court, it's outstanding value, putting you right in the heart of all the action. The best in the world are coming, so book at Ticketek now.
Time.
As we welcome you back to our live coverage, there's the scoreline. Might just readjust our little scoreboard. Might have got a little bit haywire there, but it is 2 games to 1. Victoria Larriere leading Australia's Arina Rodionova. David Bidmeter's rejoin me for our final match this afternoon.
Cracking shot from Rodionova there.
Yeah, we'd have a couple of looks at that.
Maybe outside of the line. Looking forward to this one, BP, seeing the rest of this match. Saw Rodionova tweeting last night. It's the first time she's playing for Australia.
Nice shot.
15
So both girls just starting to sort of get into the match. Bit of a nervous start, a couple of early breaks to serve.
Good attacking play from Rodionova. Hits the ball quite flat of both wings. But penetrates the court quite well, followed that in very well.
Yeah, she'll be really hoping for an injury-free year, won't she? Obviously, dogged by injury in sort of second half of the year. Nicely done with the off forehand.
30.
So both girls really starting to get into this match and unleashing some good ground strokes. And Arina with enough open court there to put that away.
40-30.
Beautifully constructed point from Arina. Good to see her come into net and follow some of these in as well.
I suppose, Dave, she's been in the shadows a little bit of, Anastasia. We don't. I certainly have had a bit to do with Anastasia on the tour and interviewed her a few times. What do you know of Arina and just the way, I suppose, the differences maybe? Anything you detected? Obviously, different style of players. Obviously, they're very close, the sisters.
That's right, Arina a couple of years younger, but hits the ball a little bit flatter than Anastasia. I guess Anastasia's just developed a little bit earlier, but both very intense players and pretty focused.
Rodionova.
Very close.
So Rodionova is able to hold, and we're all square in the opening set. 2 games apiece. Our final match here on Show Court 3 tonight. And another big day of qualifying action. Laura Robson, the match just previous, if you're just logging on to AustralianOpen.com, she got through a tight second set, but eventually overcoming Melanie Udan of the United States.
Where
15.
am I getting these ideas from? Seriously. With the wind.
Rodionova just talking to herself about that drop shot, hitting it with the wind. Obviously, if you're going against the wind, it's going to be much easier to play. Wasn't a bad option though. Larriere was quite deep in the court. Great backhand, stepping in very early on that one, set up from an excellent return. You see a lot of passion from the Rodionova sisters, quite fiery both of them. Arina perhaps just a bit more calm than her sister.
Well, imagine that if that's who you are and that's part of your makeup, pretty hard to change, isn't it? So it's whether it affects you during the match. I mean, we see a number of players who are more animated than others. It's what gets them going. They have little conversations with themselves. They comment about every point, good, bad. Some good power by the French girl. She's this match nicely. Had a bit of a tough start, trying to find her range, but Certainly right into this match now. Keep your tweets coming through too. Hashtag #OzOpen. That's where you can find us here. Any comments, observations, predictions?
.30-40.
Break point opportunity now for Rodionova. And just on that temperament, I guess whatever works for you in tennis, and that's the beauty of it. I guess you see someone's personality coming out when they play. Rodionova not quite doing enough with that backhand then. Great return, but just slowed the racket speed down on that short ball, allowing Larriere to hit the passing shot.
She's missed on that occasion, so little door open here for Arina to try and get a break in this 5th game. It's not a bad shot to get that break. And surely head to the chair. The Australian leading 3 games to 2. We'll be back with plenty more right here from Melbourne Park.
Ready, play. At the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book at Ticketek now.
Make sure you get your tickets, ticketek.com.au. It all starts on Monday. The draw coming up tomorrow from 10 AM. We're going to have that live for you right here on AustralianOpen.com. 128 men, 128 women. And 16 men go through to the main draw from qualifying here, 12 women. Arina Rodionova serving here with a break. Unlucky.
Set the point up well then, Rodionova. Very unlucky on the volley. She was in a great position to hit it. Conditions slightly blustery around the place. Wind's picked up a little more as the day's gone on.
Oh, there's one for someone in the crowd. No one dare wanting to leave their seat. And nicely done going cross court. So, Rodionova staring at 3 break points here. And Larriere playing played some magnificent tennis during that game. And she's got it back all square in the blink of an eye. 3 games all here on Show Court 3. As we cast an eye to tomorrow, of course we will have the draw on AustralianOpen.com. Also following the game between Carsten Ball of Australia and Vasek Pospisil of Canada. She's winding up nicely now.
15
It's her 10th winner. Of course, Pospisil defeating John Millman here last night. Then we'll see the number 1 seed, Kasiota of Japan.
13.
Taking on Denis Molchanov, who defeated the young Australian Andrew Harris out here this morning. And the winner of this match will play Mirjana Lucic of Croatia. We'll have that match for you as well.
Lucic, of course, the former prodigy. Back in the day, she came through when she was about 16, 17, and made a bit of a comeback as well. And in her late 20s now, but back on the scene and playing some pretty good tennis. Larriere just overhitting that one slightly. Defensive skills on display from Rodionova. Checking up that high backhand then. Got herself back in the rally. Very handy serve from the French woman. 175 k's down the tee.
Deuce.
Great point from Rodionova.
Advantage for Rodionova.
Excellent option to go back behind Larriere there. Very tough to play, Rodionova. Likes to take the ball nice and early. Doesn't give her opponent much time.
Deuce. Next, first service.
That is a beautiful shot.
Advantage
Game
for
ball
Larriere.
and coming up for the French woman. Australia Storm Sanders currently out on court 6. Trailing at the moment with Alista Kostova of Bulgaria serving for the match at 7-5, 5-3. match underway out on court 8 that had been moved here from show court 3. And each girl holds. Larriere heads to the chair. She's got the upper hand. 4 games to 3 here on show court 3. Day 2 of qualifying continues right after this.
With MLC Tennis Hot Shots, kids are ready for tennis as soon as they can swing a racket. With modified balls, courts and rackets to make things easy, they'll serve, rally and score right away. Visit tennis.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Park as day 2 of qualifying continues. And of course the final match that was to be out here on show court 3 has been moved to court 8, featuring Australia's Sally Piers and the Russian 5th seed Alexandra Panova, who is serving first and has won her opening service game. So we'll keep you right across that. Still quite a few matches to get through on this Thursday evening here in Melbourne. We've ticked just past 8 o'clock.
Last 15.
Ball toss getting a little bit low there for Rodionova.
Yeah, first double fault. 4 for Larriere, 3 of those were in her first service game.
Bit of a nervous start.
Last 30.
There's a bit of that Rodionova passion that we were talking about.
That's right. Likes to talk to herself and fire herself up. Great attacking play from
15, 30.
So a real chance here for Arina. She can get a good first serve in, get to 5-3. And has missed the volley.
Set it up nicely. Great change up. Bringing Larriere in. Just getting the volley a little bit late. Slightly unorthodox player, Rodionova. It's more flat, takes it early, but does come in. Does do a few drop shots, mixes it up a lot.
Sensational serve down to 165 with the placement. Gets her the advantage.
And Rodionova.
So All square in this first set at 4 games apiece. A tight battle. It's been going just over half an hour. Make sure you get down here tomorrow if you're around Melbourne. Free entry to come watch the qualifying. All the top line players, of course, in town. A lot of them practicing on the outside court. You can take a look at that.
Live Denmark.
That's right, but there's already that buzz around the place, isn't there? On the eve of the slam. A lot of the stars out practicing. The crowd's already building. Some fantastic matches going on in the qualifiers.
30 love. Love. Game Larriere.
So
Larriere leads 5 games to
in front
4.
as we race through the games here in the opening set. Let's see how Arina Rodionova reacts on the other side.
That's a fine passing shot from Luke Saville there, finding his stride. Great control.
Great work from the golf star, working at the back of the courts.
The National Tennis League coming soon. You're looking forward to that, Dave?
Yeah, can't wait. Hopefully Kooyong Lawn Tennis Club can get over the line, as I'll be playing for them.
Magnificent.
Only mentioned about 7 or 8 times on here.
Well, here's another chance.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's a great initiative by Tennis Australia, and just the pilot season this year. They've got 2 teams from South Australia, Victoria and Western Australia, and competing for the National Club Championship. It's a great initiative, and yeah, hopefully takes off, and they're looking to expand it to every state and possibly Asia in the future.
Love 15.
I think tennis is such an individual sport that when you get the opportunity to play in that team environment, it's just such a good feeling, and you're playing for and with other players. It's really helps as well, that being in that environment.
Yeah, that's why the Davis Cup and the Fed Cup, there's an institution, aren't they, in tennis, and the players love playing. She's got a tail up here, Larriere, and to close this first set out. And right now, Rodionova has just got to recompose herself here. She just seems to have lost her way a little bit.
Love 40.
And 3 set points. Except for that last shot.
She did. Very good point from her, and good to see her going for it. She's got nothing to lose. Love 40, 3 set points. Rodionova just hanging in there.
Yeah, had her on the run.
30-40.
Saves another of those set points.
Deuce.
Some tough tennis from Rodionova. Just having it mentality not to miss a ball there. Some good cross-court backhands. Save 3 set points.
Advantage. Larriere.
Score wide.
Larriere.
Victoria Larriere, the French woman,
6 games to 4.
has taken the opening set 6 games to 4 against Australia's Arina. Rodionova. We'll come back and see if Rodionova can break back in the second set. Day 2 of qualifying continues here on AustralianOpen.com.
Ready, play. At Australian Open 2012. With activity on and off court, it's outstanding value. Putting you right in the heart of all the action. The best in the world are coming, so book at Ticketek now.
Back, so the first set taken out by Victoria. Welcome back. Melbourne Park, show court 3. Victoria Larriere taking out the first set here ahead of Rodionova 6-4. And in summary there, Dave, what did you make of it?
Well, we can look at, we can see Rodionova's first serve percentage, they're quite high, 74%, but only won 48% of those points, which is a bit of a worrying sign. I don't think she's actually quite doing enough with her first serve at the moment, just sort of rolling it in, and perhaps needs to step it up a little bit, place her serve a little better, and even try and flatten a few out, because at the moment she's just not getting any benefit from it.
Second set, Larriere to serve.
Great return from Rodionova. Taking that one nice and early. She's right in this match. She was up a break early in that first set, but just dropped off a little bit towards the end of the set.
Love 30.
Needs to stay positive. Keep playing a game. Keep being aggressive.
15-13.
Hard to be aggressive when they're coming at you.
Well, she can bomb them down. It's been in the 170s, even close to 180. Seen her a number of occasions. A couple of aces now for the French woman.
Drop shot looked okay, but the
30.
counter punch was even better.
It was. Probably moved a little bit too early there, Arina. Drop shot was very well executed. I think she had a bit more time than she thought. Didn't need to guess too early.
$40-30. Deuce.
So a bit of luck there for the Australian. Representing Australia for the first time here at these qualifiers, Rodionova. Usually a baseline player, and we've seen some heavy hitting here tonight.
Advantage, Larriere. Game, Larriere.
Well wrapped up.
First game,
Takes
second
the
set.
first game of the second set. And don't forget, coming up on AustralianOpen.com tomorrow, 10 a.m. for the official draw, the Australian Open official draw, and that will be hosted by Bruce McAvaney. Obviously, all of the officials, including tournament director Craig Tiley, in attendance. That's at 10 o'clock. The official draw commences on AustralianOpen.com.
Always a nervous moment for the players, Matt, that draw. A few nervous Australians as well, including Leighton Hewitt, obviously not seeded, and Bernard Tomic, just out of the seedings, but hopefully those two can get a great draw.
Time for Rodionova to lift. Serving early in this second set, ranked 241 currently, WTA ranking.
Love 15.
Wild two-handed backhand that time.
Not getting set up early enough there, Rodionova. Didn't use her legs enough. Sort of ran into the shot. Current ranking 241, but she has been injured. Career high 157.
$15. $15-30.
Rodionova just giving the chair umpire a bit of an extra look, but nothing doing. After the draw tomorrow, we'll dissect it all on AustralianOpen.com, and then more play from the men's and women's qualifying.
$30.
What I like about Larriere's forehand, that ability to hit that heavy topspin like she did on the one before that, even though she missed the last ball, it's the ability to flatten it out then and put a bit more on it. Very versatile forehand.
$40-30.
Just pulling off that one a little bit too early. Game point for Rodionova now.
Deuce. Net for serve. Advantage, Rodionova.
She needs a few more free points off that first serve. She can, Rodionova.
That's a cracking shot.
Deuce.
With that beautiful shot down the line, we
Advantage,
see once
Larriere.
again Rodionova struggling to hold serve.
We've seen that a few times on her backhand approach, just not doing quite enough with it. Should have gone up the line on that one, opening up the court too much, going cross court.
Out. Deuce.
Hear her talking at the back of the court, egging herself on.
Advantage, Larriere. Deuce.
Pretty clear that Larriere continues to hit to the double-handed backhand of Rodionova, who fancies the forehand, but that's where Larriere's getting to her, peppering that one side.
Advantage,
Oh, that's snuck in.
Rodionova.
Larriere reckons it's out. She's probably got a case, but the lines person says it got a bit of chalk on it. Rodionova having an awful time trying to hold on here.
And Rodionova.
And she has held on.
One game all.
It took a little while, but Arina Rodionova has held, and it's one game all.
Larriere missed a good opportunity to take that one out of the air. Could have hit a forehand drive. A little bit tentative, running back and preferring to let it bounce.
She looks a bit spent there, Rodionova.
She does. Just trying to fire herself up at the back of the court. Been up and down match for her so far. There's that
15
forehand
more.
again of Larriere dictating play.
30 love.
Once again, same result. Using the forehand, moving Rodionova around. Haven't seen her hit a backhand for about 3 or 4 points now.
Forty love.
Can you understand French, Dave?
I'm learning.
A lot of these words are said in anger, though. You might not want to understand them.
40-15.
Certainly cranky with herself after that. Double fault in the second serve was well outside. She's got a bit to play with, though, at 40-15.
Game Larriere.
And
Larriere
good
leads
serve at
2 games to 1.
133 clicks down the middle. And as they sit down, it's 2-1. Second set, Frenchwoman taking the first set.
With MLC Tennis Hot Shots, kids are ready for tennis as soon as they can swing a racket. With modified balls, courts and rackets to make things easy, they'll serve, rally and score right away. Visit tennis.com.au today.
Look at what's happening on the other courts. There's 11 other courts in operation tonight on the second night of qualifying. And we have this Australian that was moved off show court 3 there, appears, and she's down a set there by the looks of it, Dave.
That's right, lost the first set 6-2 to Pinova. Also Tammy Patterson, also another Australian out there on court 6, but early on in her match. Still some great tennis going on the outside courts. Naomi Brodie as well from Great Britain, another interesting player. About 6'2", single hand backhand. Don't often see that in the women's game these days. Well, at all, really.
Fifteen love.
Better tennis from Rodionova.
30 love.
And that backhand up the line, she needs to use a bit more often. Don't be afraid to hit to Larriere's forehand to open up the backhand, open up the court.
Forty love.
There it is again, great angle from Arina.
So after a couple of service games, Dave, she was broken to lose the first set, struggled through the next service game, but she's whipping through this one.
40-15. Forty 30. Rodionova. 2 games on.
That's better from the Australian. Rodionova levels it up at 2 games apiece as the lights take full effect on show court 3. Another busy day tomorrow on AustralianOpen.com, including the official draw for the Australian Open at 10 a.m. So make sure you join us for that.
15 love.
Bang. And that had some pace on it too. 178 clicks.
$15 all. $15.
Rodionova just seems a little bit tentative on her backhand. Needs to quicken up the racket head speed.
It's certainly being exploited, isn't it, by Larriere? She ate that forehand up.
Sure did. Great
30
aggressive
all.
return. Takes the ball nice and early on that forehand. Hits it very flat.
$40-30.
Played a good point, Rodionova. Didn't quite get in position for that low forehand then. And a little bit late, setting up a little bit late. Game point for the French woman.
And not in.
Great way to finish the game. That is a
Larriere
cracking
leads
serve.
3 games to 2.
It's now 3 games to 2 in favour of Larriere, the final game tonight on show court 3.
That's a fine passing shot from Luke Saville there, finding his stride. Great control.
Great work from the golf star. Working at the back of the courts.
It's a good shot of the clock there at 180 kilometres, that serve. It was one of the best ones we've seen in this match. And that's given the French woman a 3-2 lead. You've hit up with Rodionova and have spent a fair bit of time with Arina, Dave. I mean, of what you've seen this afternoon, is this somewhere near her top, or has she got a couple of cogs to lift?
I think she can definitely lift. Needs to probably change up her backhand a little bit and go up the line a little bit earlier on a few of her shots. Her serve, I'd love to see it actually flatten some out. We see Larriere can hit a few down at 180. I think Rodionova's fastest serve has been about 160 so far. And there it is. Great point. But perhaps needs to take a few more risks with her serve. Likes to kick it in and even not really placing it too well at the moment. But take a few more risks, flatten a few out, try and get a few extra free points.
Out. 30 love.
Sounds like one of the players on an outer court's working awfully hard out there.
That's right, that's a few decibels, that grunt out there.
You can hear it from here, so I'm assuming our viewers can as well.
Sharapova practicing perhaps.
30, 15.
How have the tweets been going, Dave?
Been a few coming through, Matt, that's for sure. I'll keep you updated.
On latest count,
that.
we've had tweets from Austria, Ireland, Great Britain, Korea, Japan. Have I missed any out? We may have got one from Uzbekistan yesterday, but we couldn't make it out. That's better.
Great aggressive point for
40,
Rodionova.
15.
That's right, Matt. Plenty of viewers from around the world tuning in at all hours. Watching some great tennis here, the Australian Open qualifiers in 2012.
Game, Rodionova. New ball, please.
Rodionova continues to level
3
up
games
on
all.
serve, and we're back at 3 games all. Rodionova, quarter-final berth in Moscow during last year, and also Mount Gambier quarter-finalist. As far as singles results go, last season make the Australian Open round 1. Didn't get past the first round, but a great experience for her.
Fifteen love. Fifteen all.
The Larriere forehand, definitely the more dangerous shot she's got, but does bring out a few more errors as well.
Fifteen, 30.
Maybe a little sniff here for Rodionova. First time in a while as Larriere under the pump on serve.
Fifteen, 40.
She hated that one, the French woman. And now 2 break points for the Australian. And now a second serve, so massive opportunity. And a double fault. What happened there to the French woman? That was not in her character at all from what we've seen in the first hour and a bit, and it is now 4-3 with Rodionova in front.
Ready, play at the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer. Australian Open 2012. Book a Ticketek now.
So the stats with Larriere taking out the first set. Rodionova with the break now. 4-3 up in the second set. What do you make of all of those figures, Dave?
We've seen Rodionova's first serve percentage was picked up a bit, and she's also won a higher percentage of points on that first serve, which was very low, below 50% in the first set. Larriere just doing those couple of double faults in that game. 7 for the match now, so creeping up. Not a good sign for her. Rodionova definitely pressing on that second serve, and she should keep doing that.
$15 love.
He's getting blustery here at Melbourne Park. Good shot. And even applauded by the Australian.
That's right, terrific pass from Larriere. Rodionova not quite doing enough with the approach. Needs to make her move a little more.
$30-15. $30. $30-40.
Not happy at all, Rodionova there. Very competent volleys from Larriere. Slightly too defensive, Arina. Needs to make sure she's stepping up the court, not getting too far back. Break point against her now.
A chance to break back for the Frenchwoman. There you have it. It just proves it's not a break until you can capitalise with your next service game. And the Australian couldn't do it. And we're back tied up at 4-all.
She was just too defensive in that game there, Rodionova. Saw her in a previous couple of games, she's very aggressive, and that's when she's winning most of the points, when she's stepping up the court, taking the ball early. That's the way she likes to play. So continue to be that aggressive. and dictate play if she's going to win this match.
Long 15.
It was almost a feeble second serve, wasn't it?
Well, she's lost her way. 2 double faults in that last service game of hers. One already this game to start the game off. Lost her confidence with her serve at the moment, Larriere.
Net for serve.
As I mentioned before, Matt, the wind has picked up slightly. It's affecting her ball toss and confidence.
And it's at her back here. Judging by the flagpoles behind the arena. Swirling a little bit, but we'll be pushing these balls.
$59.
And that tactic of peppering the backhand has continued to work for the French woman.
Beauty 15. $30.
A little slow to move up to that one, Larriere. Letting the ball drop too low on her backhand.
And you get the impression, Dave, that this second set is now up for the taking at 4-all and 30-all. Who wants it?
$40-30.
Great aggressive play from Larriere. Excellent serve, 179. She's still sending them down on that first serve.
It's been called out.
Overruled from the umpire.
I think it was. It wasn't made clear, but
It did look like it did get the line from here.
he's called deuce, so he has overruled.
Advantage, Larriere.
That looked long and pointed out too by Rodionova.
A couple of interesting calls from the umpires. Under the pump at the moment.
Net for serve. Game.
Oh, wind really
Larriere.
swirling when she hit that. And
Larriere leads 5 games
Larriere
to 4.
holds and leads now 5 games to 4. And don't forget the official draw for the Australian Open tomorrow, 10 a.m. on AustralianOpen.com. run through of the matches that we've seen today, and these matches are all completed. And 2 sets to 1 of Anna Flores was out on one of the back courts, court 13, as we run through them. There's court 14 for you. 1 there at the top. As we continue to roll through, there's court 15. That looked like a bit of an epic too at the top. Was it Lop that was able to win their 9-7 final set?
Love 15.
Continues on show court 3, and it's Rodionova serving. Larriere is now 3 points for them from the match at love 15.
Love 13.
Make that 2 points.
Larriere pressing that backhand of Rodionova again. In a lot of trouble here, the Australian.
Yeah, real test of character now.
Love 14.
Her forehand, her favourite shot, even letting her down now.
3 match points for the French woman. In a blink of an eye, could take this match.
Yeah, it was quite a topsy-turvy struggle early in this second set, but it has happened quite quickly. She saves one.
15-14. Net for service.
Good tactic from
40.
Larriere. Didn't mind it at all. Being aggressive on the second serve, Rodionova following it in. A little bit tight on that volley. Feet didn't keep moving forward. 1 more match point.
Games and match.
She's done it.
Larriere.
It is
It's
a dominant
love,
victory in the
6-4,
end
6-4.
for Victoria Larriere from France. It's Vive la France Lates here on show court 3. Straight sets 6-4, 6-4, and although she seemed to get the yips, especially with her serve midway through that second set, it was quite quick, as you mentioned, a blinking of an eye. We'll have a look at the stats shortly, but 6-4, 6-4. I'm sure Arina Rodionova, first time representing Australia, Russian-born, from Tambov in Russia. She'd be probably a little bit disappointed, I'd suggest.
She would, Matt. Up and down match from her. When she was being aggressive and dictating play, she was really on top of things, and just a little bit too defensive at times. Larriere was able to hit some really big forehands and worked it into the Rodionova backhand, the slightly weaker wing of hers, and really set up a lot of play from that. I think also her ability to get some free points off her first serve. As we can see the stats coming through now, 75% first serve percentage, or first serve percentage points won in that set, and 70 for the match, compared to Rodionova's just 57% on her first serve. Net points won also 80% of net points won. She came in 20 times during the match, Larriere. Very confident volleyer. Rodionova just coming in, or came in 20 as well, but only won 55%. So I think that was due to a lot of her approaches weren't quite good enough. Just didn't put Larriere under enough pressure when coming in. But look, she'll be disappointed. Up and down match from Rodionova. But the Frenchwoman just a little bit too strong with that big first serve and dictating forehand.
Now let's have a look at tomorrow's schedule for you on AustralianOpen.com. From 9 o'clock, the official draw. The draw will take place at 10 o'clock. There's a special preview from 9 a.m. hosted by Bruce McAvaney. Interesting one, Soda and Molchanov. We haven't seen the Japanese man as yet on AustralianOpen.com, but he was comprehensive on an outer court today.
He was 6-4, 6-2 Victor. I saw a few games of that. He looked very good, the top seed. Carson Ball also playing Pospisil. Should be a great match. The Australian Carson, he's played in Australian Open main draw on a few occasions, and big lefty serve. Looking forward to watch him kick things off.
So in closing, I thought the highlight of the day was that match between Matt Reid and Gian Nasso, going to 3 sets, 9-7. Matt Reid at one stage thinking he'd won the match, and an overrule, and play went on, went deep into a third set with no tiebreak, 9-7. Unfortunately, the Australian going down.
Heartbreaking loss for Matt when he thought he won the match when the ball was called out, like you said, and the umpire overruling it. But look, it was fantastic tennis, and I think it's the match of the qualifying rounds we've seen so far.
So that is all we have from Melbourne Park at this stage. It's been a terrific day of tennis. The official draw tomorrow, and then all of the matches on Show Court 3 for you as well. But for the time being, on AustralianOpen.com, on behalf of all of our commentators, it's goodbye from Melbourne Park.
Ready? Play. At Australian Open 2012. With activity on and off court, it's outstanding value, putting you right in the heart of all the action. The best in the world are coming, so book at Ticketek now.